Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. It's time again for a social sports pad podcast. I am your host, Ricky. With me, as always, is Ben, and with us today is Justin and Dylan. We are here to
Hello.
talk about the conference championship games and give you a little bit of insight on the Pro Bowl. So, how's everybody doing today?
Good. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. Disappointed in my Bills, but we'll get to that later on.
Doing pretty good.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm disappointed in them too.
I think everybody is.
Didn't seem like they cared. Right.
Yeah.
But again, we'll get to it in a little bit. Uh, it is 2 weeks until the Super Bowl. We have four teams left in it. From our 32 in the beginning of the season, we have the 49ers and the Eagles going against each other for the NFC Championship. And then we have the Cincinnati Bengals and the Kansas City Chiefs going for the representation of the AFC. Uh, all four teams are not Dallas, so that's definitely a good thing. Basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of go through both games. Um, we're gonna do things a little bit differently from normal because there's only two games going on. So instead of just the game, the spread, and your holla at your boy player the game, we're also gonna kind of describe the X factor. Which matchup between these two teams are you intrigued about watching? All right, so we're gonna go ahead and go through. Ben's gonna be first, then Dylan, then Justin, then me. All right, the San Francisco 49ers are going into Philly, and Philly has the edge by 2.5 according to Vegas. So Ben, what do you think?
Hey, old Ricky. You know what I
So
say? 49ers are going to beat up the Eagles.
you sound like you're from Jersey.
Yeah, that's the point.
You could have done that, you could have done that last week with the Giants thing, but hey,
Hey,
forget about it.
forget
Uh,
about it. I see the Eagles and 49ers having a head-on collision, man. It's going to be a hard-fought battle. However, it's the Purdy show, man.
he is Purdy.
He is a purdy man. He had a purdy mouth. So here's what I see. I see CMC running all over the Eagles defense. 49ers have a freaking offensive line. Unfortunately, Trent Williams betrayed Washington to the 49ers, which semi his fault too. It seemed as he didn't get second opinion. No comment. So if he gets a ring, I'll like that, I guess. Whatever. CMC deserves a ring. Purdy deserves a ring. He's on a winning streak. They haven't lost since he started. And if they follow the formula that Washington did, is run down the gullet of the Eagles defense, I don't see where they're going to lose. They're going to manage the clock, and they're going to run the ball because that's what they're good at. And they're going to win. It's going to be a close game, though. It's going to be 31-29, 49ers.
All right, and Dylan.
I'm pulling for my Eagles here. They're at home. They're healthy. I see them beating the 49ers by a touchdown. They're going to put their run stuffer Jordan Davis in to stop CMC from running all over him. It's going to be a good day for the Eagles.
Okay. Oh, totally forgot. Ben said CMC. Dylan, who is your holler at your boy player of the game? Who do you think is going to be, the big guy, for, the Eagles?
Dallas Goedert.
All right, Dallas Goedert. And then also, what matchup are you looking forward to seeing? Like Ben was like CMC versus the Eagles' run defense. What you got?
Eagles receivers versus the Niners corners.
Yeah,
That'll be
definitely.
interesting to see
That
too.
would be fun to see. Fun to see. Yeah, Justin, what are you thinking?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I would like to. I think. Well, I'm going for the 49ers because I think that Brock Purdy has been impressive since he's kind of stepped into the starting role, and I think that continues today. And I think that the 49ers win 31-27 in a really, really hard fought game, but I think they take down Philly, and kind of want to see Christian McCaffrey against the Eagles defense because I think Eagles can figure out how to. I don't think the Eagles are going to be able to stop Christian McCaffrey, so I think that'll be Christian McCaffrey's show today. So 49ers win that today.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest trade of the whole entire year.
I mean, that's how the Eagles are
Absolutely.
gonna. That's how the Eagles are gonna win. They have to stop Christian McCaffrey. If they don't, they're not gonna win.
Like, if you take a look at this, out of all the teams that are left, which team is left right now? The team that made the trade.
Yeah.
They're the only team, I think, out of all the teams that made a big trade.
They put a graphic up there. They put a graphic up there the other day. It's the number one defense, number one offense, number one defense going against each other. So
That reminds you of a game a couple years ago between the Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills.
yeah,
And we saw how that happened. The Chiefs definitely won that one. So and for me, I can't go wrong either way. These are two phenomenal teams, two great unstoppable offenses, two defenses that are stout and stacked and fun for days. The matchup that intrigues me is the battle of the coordinators. 49ers offensive coordinator and the Eagles defensive coordinator, because that offense of the 49ers, everybody talks, you guys have talked about CMC, but the X factor I see for the 49ers is actually going to be Debo Samuel. If they can basically open the toolbox with Debo, it's going to be a hard time for Philly. And with that offense, Brock Purdy hasn't had to deal with any sort of rookie sufferings or anything with having an offense like that. I could be the starting quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers and be successful. So kudos to Brock Purdy. He is absolutely a Cinderella story in the NFL, from going from Mr. Irrelevant to Mr. Potential Super Bowl quarterback as a rookie.
he'd be the first rookie quarterback to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I just, I'm intrigued. I am going to actually pull for. I'm pulling for the Eagles because they're the local team, but I totally think that the 49ers are going to win. Basically, because, like Ben said, the Eagles have had some struggles when a team runs down their throat. And with the running backs that they do have, CMC, who is basically a walking Swiss Army knife, and Elijah Mitchell. As long as nobody gets hurt, I definitely say the 49ers will win. Which basically beats the spread. My player of the game is going to be Debo Samuel.
Not a bad one.
All right, and that is that for the NFC side, and we were. And Ben said 49ers. I said 49ers. So it was a 3-1 49ers to Eagles run on that. Now we will go to Arrowhead as the Kansas City Chiefs host the Cincinnati Bengals again in a rematch of last year's conference championship. Everybody knows the Cincinnati Bengals ultimately walked away with a win on that one because the Kansas City Chiefs and Buffalo beat the shit out of each other last year. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case this year, as both. Well, actually, yeah, the Chiefs had a little bit of ding from the Jaguars, but the Bengals absolutely demoralized the Buffalo Bills. A lot of people say their hearts just gave up. A lot of people say is their team was just too good. I'm just like, hey, when you have the top teams in the AFC go after each other, there's only one winner, and the Cincinnati Bengals won. These are two of the top quarterbacks in the league. These guys are MVP candidates in Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes, and they should be year after year after year. Kansas City only has a 1 point advantage. So it's pretty much toss up. Patrick Mahomes is coming into the game. He had that high ankle sprain against Jacksonville and was literally hobbling the second half of that game. So, Ben, what do you say?
So after watching the Eagles lose to the 49ers, you guys are going to really want to get something to warm you up. So why not get you some bulletproof coffee? Because this game is going to be 35 degrees out, and you're going to want to wake up a little bit, get yourself energized.
I
So
don't
visit our
think
link below.
I don't think you need to be energized for this game. These games are absolutely energized. I
Uh,
mean, you're basically getting that coffee just for the cold, man.
it's going to be 6:30, man. I mean, us older people, man, we start getting tired a little bit earlier.
It's only because we're used to Dallas games, bro. Like, I mean, it's Kansas City, it's Cincinnati. They are explosive. They are dynamic. Absolutely. You're literally drinking that coffee just to calm you down, almost.
Absolutely. So what I see here is and my, I don't even know which team I really want to win. Since
Right? Like, it's almost like you don't want any of them to lose either.
yeah, I don't want either.
Yeah, like I like them all.
I mean, it would be nice to see Joe Burrow, but God, man, like I don't know. Okay, so here's what I look at. So it all depends on a healthy or an unhealthy Mahomes. The Bengals always have smelled blood in the water when they know a quarterback is injured or hurt. Jacksonville, for some reason, last week, I noticed it, and I don't know if anybody else noticed it. I'm sure everybody else did, but they didn't pressure Mahomes when he was hobbling back there. Like they could have taken advantage of that. They could have won that game if they would have taken advantage of that. Like I don't know what they were thinking. So if this all hinges on if Mahomes is healthy enough. If the Bengals defense hurts him and he's re-injures that ankle or wherever he hurt, and he has to sit out the rest of the game, I see the Bengals winning. If Mahomes doesn't go out, I see the Chiefs winning. That's basically how I see it right now. It's between Mahomes right now because he runs that offense. Yeah, Henny came in, looked good against Jacksonville, but again, that's Jacksonville. Like I said, they didn't rush the quarterback. Like they saw a limping Mahomes and didn't rush. So you're looking at two different types of defenses. I don't think Henny would do better versus this defense. So I definitely see the Chiefs winning. It's going to be a slugger knot. I see this definitely going down to like beating like the Bills and Chiefs game last year. I see this going to be 39-41. Chiefs.
All right. Dylan, what do you see?
Yeah, I'm with Ben here. I'm thinking Chiefs. Chiefs are winning by a field goal. I'm looking forward to that. The matchup in the trenches. Seeing if the Chiefs O line can hold off that Bengals D line.
That's what it hinges on.
If the Bengals O line can't get to Mahomes, it's gonna be a long day for that defense.
I mean, that's a tall task, though.
Oh,
for any defense on Mahomes.
Oh yeah. And I think my X factor is going to be Juju.
He's
All right.
talked about a lot.
Yeah, he's been it's kind of he's been quiet this year, but I
He
mean he's been
has, like,
healthy. He's
yeah,
he's I
he's
mean that
been consistent.
him going to Kansas City was definitely the best move for him to make. Definitely kudos on you, Juju.
Yeah, he's out of the limelight too. He's not talked about as much. He's not getting that star treatment that Antonio Brown got.
Yeah,
I think he puts up 2 touchdowns today.
interesting. All right, Justin. Now what you got?
Well, I actually I'm gonna go with Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati has the tools. I think they're better than the Chiefs, and that's just my opinion. I think what they did to Buffalo, or I think what they're gonna do to Kansas City today, but I think it's gonna be a close game. I said one, and my X factor is going to be probably for the Bengals is probably Jamar Chase against the Kansas City defense. But I think Bengals take it, and they I think they take it over Kansas City. So
All right. Basically, looking back at like with last week, Cincinnati went into Buffalo and was very physical on both offense and defensive lines. Buffalo tried to play a nice shell defense to kind of not give up the big plays. It was almost like they were in prevent the entire day and they couldn't prevent a damn thing. Kansas City, they attack Jacksonville and they basically show Jacksonville like, hey, you do not belong here right now. Jacksonville's a good young team, but definitely needs a bit of experience and everything like that. Um, so uh, for me, my X factor is actually the Cincinnati linebackers versus Travis Kelsey. Um, that's the injury that this week kind of made me go, oh, more than the Patrick Mahomes injury to his ankle. Because if Travis Kelsey cannot go, it's absolutely going to be Cincinnati walking away. Cincinnati has a better defense than Kansas City. Cincinnati has the better receiver core than Kansas City. And you know, uh, I really think that but then again, it's also what they did against, Kansas City the last time they played early in the regular season. They, took Travis Kelsey a bit out, made him fumble the ball in a critical play in the third quarter to ultimately give Cincinnati
that's what they
a
got to
win.
do. That's what they got to do.
Yeah, I mean, uh, you know, the turnover battle absolutely will make or break a team.
Probably
Um,
both games
you know,
actually.
uh, I mean, the 49ers, in my opinion, is a better defense than the Eagles. But yeah,
Can we?
um, these are four teams right now that are generally escape free or not escape free, mistake free.
Can we
Um,
acknowledge Andy Reid possibly going to the Super Bowl playing against his former team?
I mean that would be. There are many
Okay,
storylines
okay,
that
that'd be
come out
great.
of this. First and foremost, just top down. 49ers. We have Brock Purdy from Mr. Irrelevant to absolutely relevant. The Eagles going for it again. If they face Kansas City, yeah, it's going off against Coach Andy Reid. If it's against the Bengals, it's two top tier young quarterbacks in Joe Burrow and Jalen Hurts, basically showing off the new class of the NFL quarterback. Joe Burrow versus the 49ers. That would be an intriguing matchup as well.
Well,
But
the Bengals and 49ers have a Super Bowl history too.
yep, Joe Montana beating
They
that
were
ass.
tied.
So I mean, like ultimately, I mean, if I really want to go and say there's a team I don't want to see win the Super Bowl of these 4 teams, it's probably gonna be Cincinnati. This fuck Boomer Esiason.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's what I say too.
yeah, like seriously, Norman, shut the fuck up. Like, like that's basically
I
my thing about that is,
agree.
I mean, as much as I like Joe Burrow.
Have a good one.
Yeah.
Have a good one, everybody.
You
All
too.
right, Justin, man.
Right.
Have a good day at work. Thank you for coming in. Um,
See ya.
yeah, and basically, Justin is ducking. Is ducking out just like a lot of people with next week to the Pro Bowl games. Basically, the only real thing exciting about the Pro Bowl anymore is kind of who they have. Like this year, it's like coached by the Mannings, whereas they're celebrity captains like Snoop Dogg and Pete Davidson. Like, I'm sorry, Pete Davidson is you have more talent coming from the guy who sleeps on your couch for like a week every year than Pete Davidson. So whatever, man.
I can't
Uh,
stand that dude.
like everybody. Um, as I evidenced in an earlier episode when they announced the Pro Bowl games, I think a better idea is to put the Pro Bowl games in, as the Hall of Fame game, because basically the top guys in the AFC and the top guys in the NFC going to celebrate the guys that are the best in the NFL, the Hall of Famers. That would totally be fun for me. It'd be Canton, Ohio is, definitely a place of history. You don't really need to sell it as like, oh yeah, let's play flag football. Let's do this, let's do that. What if the players get hurt? Like, if they make sure that there's no injuries or anything like that in the Pro Bowl. When was the last time somebody got hurt at the Pro Bowl?
I mean, you even had Sean Taylor lay out a punter at the Pro Bowl, and punter
Yep,
got
Brian Mormon of the Buffalo Bills.
He got
So, definitely, and it's one of those wonderful,
even
most celebrated hits. I love it.
you can even mix in some celebrity athletes or something. Maybe bring in some celebrity athletes. Maybe bring in some people from the NBA or somebody from the baseball or hockey. Bring in people that are from other sports. Or just bring in regular celebrities
Or do what the NBA does. Have the winning team from the Senior Bowl go up against a rookie team of the NFL. Kind of the prospects versus the rising stars.
Yeah, that could work too. Or you like the all rookie team against the all pro team. Or here's an idea. So, you know how the XFL, we were probably going to cover that probably. They're going to partner with the NFL, I guess, right? Why don't they have the XFL's best team that wins that year go against the Pro Bowl, like whatever team, like they can do some kind of like mixed team game or something, like showcase if they want to have the XFL succeed and have it known that they're working together. Why not show a partnership?
Or, just to benefit the entirety of the sport, have like just instead of the NFL Showcase Pro Bowl, just like the 2 coaches that just got eliminated, who by our predictions are going to be Cincinnati and Philadelphia.
Right.
Have them be the coaches, have their staff be the guys, and then ultimately make it a little bit important. And actually, why even have the Pro Bowl in that at all right now? Like, I was like, what are you doing with the 1 week before the Pro Bowl or with the before the Super Bowl? You should have the 1 and 2 draft pick teams play for that number 1 draft slot.
So do you want to do like a lottery then?
Yeah, I definitely think. I definitely want to get rid of the tank aspect.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense, but I also, yeah, I mean I guess playing for that spot, I like that better than a lottery because, in my opinion, I don't think the lottery's fair because the Bulls got screwed a lot. So,
Wow,
I have a
it's the
sour mouth
Bulls.
on that shit. Like MLB, they just integrated that in their draft. So they did one this past draft. So there's a lottery for that now. So I mean, maybe the NFL will be concerned. You never know.
So, I'm gonna ask both of you guys. Are you guys gonna watch the Pro Bowl games, Ben? Exactly.
I've never watched a pro. I mean, I've flipped it on, said, "Oh, there's something on TV. Okay, whatever." Then I lose interest. I'll probably either clip to it or watch preview of it just to see how the flag football thing works.
All right, Dylan. What about you? Are you gonna watch it?
No, I gotta rearrange my sock drawer.
Pretty much. I'm not either. Like, not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna do something else. Focus on my stuff instead. I mean, I have no real desire to watch a game that's just not nothing to be played for.
Well, I have
Like,
an opinion.
so.
During that time, they can just order from Fanatics in our link below and order their Super Bowl apparel before the Super Bowl game comes up. And by the time the Super Bowl comes up, you'll have your apparel.
I mean, like, to be fair, like, there's some of the jerseys from past, the Pro Bowl jerseys look nice. You can definitely,
They do.
possibly look on there and get them at a discount. So yeah,
I do like
definitely.
seeing the mixture of the logos and the helmets together with the other players. I mean, I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, yeah, like the Pro Bowl really needs to be worked on. To kind of find a way to balance one, safety, and then two, um, making it fun and engaging for the fans.
Have a meaning
Uh,
for the game or something. Like there needs to be some reason why the fans want to watch it.
I mean, like the baseball All-Star game, it's middle of the season, and basically they face for like the home field advantage.
Yeah, and
All
everybody
right.
gets time off.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, like that would probably be a better idea than the Pro Bowl anyway, since we're already expanding the league to a ridiculous amount of time. Like,
And they're already talking about expanding to other teams.
yeah. So like, if you could totally put the Pro Bowl in the middle of the season, I mean, especially if you want to do this flag football shit,
So who do you play? Do you have the players from the previous season that were the Pro Bowlers play that year?
Yeah. I mean, but I also see like a lot of them are probably going to bow out. Like, I know Josh Allen would probably bow out. Why? Because with his style of play, like it's too physically demanding. And Mahomes would probably not do it. That's why I said the beginning of the year, because most of these people that are going to be all stars are the Pro Bowl players. They sit out that first those 3 games anyway.
Yeah.
So you put them at the Hall of Fame game, which is literally a month before anything really relevant anyway. And you just have the backups in the Pro Bowl or in the preseason. That's it. And to make it more valuable for the players, if they go to the Pro Bowl, they don't have to do anything in the preseason unless they want to.
Yeah, give them like a stipulation or something.
Because
like a hall pass.
So no, a lot of players are just worried about getting hurt. Yeah, and case in point, like look at Dak Prescott. A couple years ago, now like he was playing to get a contract. But something I wanted to hit on was I definitely would like the NFL to basically stop the coaching hiring until after the Super Bowl. Like, quite honestly, how many of these teams have lost due to being ill prepared because their offense and defensive coordinators have just gone to interview for a head coaching job with the Panthers, or the Browns. Like how many? Yeah, look at Buffalo. Like, would they have been, so lax last year against Kansas City in the second and third quarter if Dable had been able to get them more prepared? Would Buffalo have been over for Cincinnati last week if Leslie Frazier and Ken Dorsey had been able to get the team better prepared? Like, honestly.
Yeah.
All right. So, basically, we are definitely looking forward to these games. Thank you, everybody, for listening to us all this year. Thank you, Dylan, for coming and joining joining us, and hopefully you stick around. Definitely insightful to have you a part of it. And thank you, as always, for being with me on this one. And does anybody have anything else to add before you sound us off?
No, I just want to say thanks for letting me hop on here with you guys. Yeah, I'll definitely look forward to joining up with you guys again.
Absolutely, man. And on that note, this has been your Social Sports Side podcast. I've been Ricky, and from Ben and Dylan, we all wish you a good night, good week, and always good season.